Testing, check 1 2 1 2. Testing, check 1 2 1 2. Gamers, friends, viewers, good evening. Boy, do we have a treat for you this evening. We will be embarking on probably one of my biggest missions yet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jet Jover, a state-of-the-art rover jet fighter combo that I have whipped up for y'all today. Boy howdy, am I excited for this one. Now that the showcasing is over, let's get to the showcasing for real. And as I am presenting this masterpiece to you all, I will tell you about the mission today. Alright, here is Jet Jover. Jet Jover is a 10-wheeled jet rover hybrid, an absolute mammoth. A little bit of a rough takeoff, but nothing too bad. It absolutely slays the air like nobody's business. Yeah, it maintains pretty level flight. Not exactly the most aerodynamic thing in the universe because of those wheels, but it gets the job done. So it flies, it can do some pretty good maneuvering. Let's see how it functions landing, because ideally this will be used to take off from a certain spot on a planet and land in another spot on a planet. So I have designed it with relatively good off-road landing mechanics. So we'll pick this spot's pretty flat. We get optimal results when we are under 80 meters per second at landing speed. So we'll pull up a little bit. A nice light landing. Apply the brakes, slow ourselves down to a meager 30 meters per second. And now it calmly drives as a rover. It can turn, it can accelerate with its jets, and it can handle some pretty good terrain. It is a little low riding, so some hills are a little bit inaccessible to us, but as long as we have some relatively flat-ish terrain and we don't try to conquer any enormous craters, it kind of checks out. It was originally just these 8 wheels, but I had to add add 9 and 10 up here because it would not handle hills very well. It would bottom out when coming up to a hill, and the whole thing would explode into a big fiery epic ball. So it is it has those front wheels to protect at least a little more from hills like that. And the idea is to, land, find your next closest hill of sorts, get moving towards that, and take off from it like an absolute boss. Oh. Well, you also don't want to be going too fast when you turn, otherwise death will arrive swiftly. But as you can see, without me clipping the camera through the ground, this thing is an absolute boss. It handles business like no other jet in the book. We're gonna have to launch off this hill relatively quickly, and boom, we're in the air. Now, obviously we need to take this place somewhere with air that we can use, and that leaves us with limited options. We have Kerbin, of course, but I'm testing it on Kerbin already, so we already know it works on Kerbin. We have Duna. Apologies. Duna's cool, but Duna has a very thin atmosphere, not exactly what I'm looking for. We have Lathe. Lathe is quite far away. And then we have Eve. Now Eve is a special one. We can take this to Eve, and it can both rove around on its surface and take off and fly, hopefully with the jet engine. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm not confident on that statement. For one, I'm not positive that it will be able to breathe the Evian air, but also that it will be able to maintain stable flight in 2.5 Gs. So we will see about that. But that is the destination for today. A Evian jet jover. And hopefully it works out perfectly. Alright, can we stall this thing? Nope, we just sort of sailed right over to what we were trying to go for. Well, we'll go right over here. Alright, 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 alright. So that's another worry, is landing something like that on something that can't support what we're trying to do. Can't vibe with us. So that was obviously a slope that was not capable of vibing with us. So we're going to revert flight to Spaceplane Hangar. And I will relay to you the rest of my plan. So, my hope is that we can send this to Eve and have it be not only my first like plane-ish thing on Eve, but probably my biggest craft ever launched to Eve. That's the plan. Now, here is a couple of things that we need to do before we can get, or to be able to do that. One, there's no way that I'll be able to put a radio antenna on this thing, because to maintain level flight, it's got to be going at least, 40, 50 meters per second. And that's at the very least. Like, it's super unstable even at that point, and that's the point that any antenna on this thing will break from aero forces. So that is an unfortunate thing that we are going to have to work around. And unfortunately, I do not have any satellite relays in the Evian system. So we're going to have to take one with us. And the way we're going to do that is pretty simple, I hope. I'm going to have to makeshift some weird parts, but I have an idea for how I want to go about it. So we will return, let's save this. Save this craft. Return to the Space Center, and we'll get building this rocket. The problem that I have is I need to be able to build underneath me, and this jet is in the way. There's no node to put on the jet, so I have to work around that, but I have an idea, and I think it will be okay. Open craft. This one. We'll go to Jet Jover. I don't want to do the autosave one because sometimes that glitches out. I want to do the saved one that I just did. Alright, so we'll lift this up pretty high. I need as much room as I can get on this thing. Alright, so as you can see, I guess the center of mass is more towards this side, which is unexpected. I did not expect that, considering, I mean, look at that, how far that sticks out. But I guess those wheels make up for a lot of the mass. Okay, either way, it's gonna be fine, because I have a plan. Okay, well, use my cursor, thank you. Change of plan. For now. I'm going to put one of these on here. Not a double. Absolute dummy. Alright. And we will make a little satellites on here. We need one of those. One of those. It needs one of these. That's large. A little unexpectedly large. We'll do this, because that has that, and that also has that, and it's much more compact. When it's open, it's going to look like that, and it's going to be perfectly fine. Oh, and I need like 2 of those. Extend those. Yeah. Okay, so we need a battery now. Battery. We need 2 of them jobs, like so. Okay, we need a thruster. That's too little. I guess we're going with this one. Just fine. We don't need much. And then, oh yeah, the most important part. One of these. That's a big. We need a small boy. Alright, one of those. Not a double. A single. So it will carry it up with it. You send me stuff. People are sending me things on Instagrizzle. I do not enjoy that. Well, I enjoy it, but it's just, I'm trying to stream, you know. But alright, now that helps our case a little bit. Alright, so this could probably still fly if it wanted to. I mean, this isn't coming in the atmosphere with me, obviously. But, yeah, okay. So, I need some heat shield. This. Of some sorts. And it might come in the form of radiator panels, because I am big dumb. Like this. We'll do this first. So we'll go big booth like that. Double. That's perfectly fine. Not double yet. So we just need to line the bottom of this thing with these freaking radiator panels. hopefully help to keep this thing nice and cool. I'm gonna put a baby one in here. And then we will do a double of the baby right here behind like that. And then we'll have to do the double across. Oof. The problem is that we don't have much room for it, you know? Yeah, we're gonna have to think of a different strategy. Okay, take that off. Take that off. An edge. If I set you on there, what if I did that? What would you think of that, Mr. Hogwarts? I think we can make that work. I think if we put a little baby one right there and right there, that we can make that work nicely. And then we'll put some baby ones right there. So it keeps its original that, but it's, yeah, a little dumber. Alright, this may end in complete disaster. I'm just saying. I'm trying to think. Man. I'm trying to use my big brain cells. Let me Jet Jover Rocket. Hello, viewer. Good evening. How is it going? Save that. Okay. Is that saved? Alright, it's saved. Okay, so we're gonna leave that like that. We're gonna go to Return to Space Center, and we are going to try to... Because the problem is I need to know if it will like actually fly with those radiators on the bottom. Because some's telling me it's not gonna fly very well with those on the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. Let me just open. We're gonna actually open. We're gonna open up the VAB version, and I'll just. Oh god, it's so high up, dude. You know what, never mind. I'm just gonna open up the normal version. put it like miles in the sky. Alright, let's just open up the normal version. And we'll put some underneath of it, like presets, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so need double of these. Boom. Alright, we need some of these. A little bit less, actually, of that. Yeah. Okay, so 2 of these heckin' chonkers. We need 2 of those heckin' chonkers. That's better. A couple of those heckin' chonkers. Okay. Now, and see if this alone will fly or roll. You know. Let me try launching it, and we'll see what happens. Right. Give it a launch. Okay, so those radiators are on the bottom there. Let's just turn off this engine and see how it rolls. Are the radiators hitting the wheels at all? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's still kind of rolling mighty fine. So we're going to leave it be. We're going to see if liftoff is achievable. We're actually going to let it run all the way to the end of the runway. And then we're going to pull up. Alright, and pray that we do not hit the light fixture at the end of the runway. 3, 2, 1, big boom, and ladies and gentlemen, looks like we have flight. And pretty stable flight at that, I will say. Even with those radiator panels on the bottom, like, it feels good. Let's try a landing real quick. This is like the flattest terrain possible, but hey, whatever. Let's just give it a shot, shall we? Okay. Actually, I just want to slow down just a little more. 3, 2, 1, and touchdown. And up on the brakes. If anything, it lowered the center of mass, so it's kind of even more stable. Alright, I'm down. So it's confirmed it does fly. Okay. So the plan. I clicked on you. Please do your thing. There we go. Man, my belly does the big indigestion, boy. My mouth tastes like stomach acid, and that's not good. No Gouda. Okay, so we got the radiator panels on the bottom. Check. We got our relay sitting right there. Beautiful. Now, we need to figure out a way to build the rest of the rocket around this right here. This is what we need to get to yonder. So, we're gonna start down here. With one of these. I need snap, please. Thank you. Alright, so we'll actually do this. Build this down a little bit. Maybe the other way. Oof. Incorrect, I guess. I don't know. Can I do that? Is that possible? Let's see. Put that on the side of that. Yes, we can, and it's in line. Let's see what our... Dude, that's pretty dang perfect, if I do say so myself. Okay, so, one thing I am going to do is just give this like 30 struts. Because knowing KSP, this is going to be like the most unstable thing in the known universe, so put a ton of those on. Oh, I guess we can't do it like that, unfortunately. How about just place? I don't even care at this point. I just need that to go away so I can try again. Alright, boom. One strut. And boom. Two struts. And boom. Three struts. Struts. Okay, so that's all nice and sturdy. put this. One of these have fuel. Can I have put in an adapter with fuel? Yeah, did it have more than just liquid fuel? And has oxidizer too. Epic. Alright, so we want you buggers. Oh yeah, look at that. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be perfectly fine. It's just going to be a huge rocket that is gonna be tricky to fly. But hey, that's why I'm here. To fly tricky to fly rockets. This stage is going to use that. That is what this stage is going to use. That. Okay. So when this whole John decouples, that's a decoupler. That was unknown to me before. So we're gonna have both of those decouplers fire together to release this assembly from its certain doom. Now, because this is a plane of sorts, I'm going to let it glide down to the surface, hopefully not burning up in the process. I'm actually going to give it some heat shields. If I can. Hang on, I got an idea. It's structure. Ordnance. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That is perfect. Do not change a single thing about your life. Hey, we got 2 viewers now? Bro, I can't. I'm literally shaking and crying. Oh my god. Alright, so we need a sideways. I'm making this so much. I'm over-engineering the absolute bejesus out of this, but I don't even care. Alright, we need a big boy. Big boy. You, sir, are a large boy. And you will be the key to our success. Yeah. Oh wait. Idea blooming. Absolutely blooming. It certainly centers the thing. I don't know what type of fall that's gonna make. Oh wow. Interesting. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. Actually, you know what? Just as a test, hold on. Just as a test. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, protein shakes. My controller totally just died. Like, big oof. But, alright, so, like I said, just as a test, we're gonna hook it up. Launch. And I want to test what happens when we jettison the heat shield. I want to know if it's gonna pop the wheels. If it pops the wheels, we can't do it. But if it doesn't pop the wheels, I'm going to keep it because it will significantly help once. Also, I'm going to jettison it when it's inflated. So I'll inflate it first and then jettison. Okay. Okay. So far, no death has occurred. Everything seems completely stable. Alright, so, here comes the test. Which is it? It's that one right there. Okay. Going to decouple. 3, 2, 1. Oof. I didn't inflate it, first of all. Second of all, it gave that John the boot, dude. It freaking full sent that heat shield. Like, I didn't think it was gonna launch that John so hard. That's crazy. That John got sent, dude. That's nuts. This time, we are going to inflate. Okay. It has inflated. Now we will see what occurs when I jettison that. 3, 2, 1. It didn't like that. Hang on. I'm gonna try it one more time. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So that's a negative. Okay, so somehow we're alive. The tires didn't pop, but it literally split in half. We're gonna revert to the VAB and see what else we can do. Why not do this? This is a dumb idea. Take these off. Alright. So I still want to do this. Alright, I still want to do this, and I have an idea of how I can make it work. Alright, we're gonna flip this on its side and insert this right here. No freaking John's gonna be able to inflate heat shield. Alright, that is what we want. We'll see if that is what we want. Deflate heat shield. We are going to put, first of all, I'm gonna drop this by like 400 meters. Secondly, we are going to put 4 of these very high up on it, like choke up on that John, so that this John doesn't just go and explode in fiery glory. We want to see this thing jettison fully off the side. No problems. Okay. Launch. Okay. Let me save. Save craft. And I guess, oops, my bad, wrong button. I guess I have to repair the freaking. I reverted the flight though. I don't understand. Yeah. I was gonna say, now my whole freaking John isn't working. Why is the whole thing lagging? How do I fix it, though? Flagpole, launch pad, runway, spaceman, air track station, VAB. Oh, repair the facility. Good as new. Alright. Did it. Genius. I figured that out on my own. Even though I'm a dummy, I'm a genius. It goes with the territory. Okay. take this and launch it and give it a test for real this time. This is the jankiest looking setup I've ever done for a rocket, ever. But it's gonna be okay. Alright. This is taking a significant, that's a lot of words I just tried to say in one sentence, a significantly longer time than I expected. Okay. We're standing tall. It looks janky, but it's standing. So, let's give it a test. We want to do two things. One, where's my cursor? There's my cursor. Get that out of my face right now. Inflate the heat shield. 3, 2, 1. Absolute large boom. Second, we want to, well, I don't know what that one is, so that's for that. Okay, jettison the heat shield. In 3. Dos. Un. And lovely explosion. The heat shield's off. And the craft is more than intact. It's beautiful. It's a sight to behold. I wanna see. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think I had anywhere near enough. Alright, revert flight to the VAB. Okay. We are aware that it works now. Now we need to get this Sean where it needs to go. That is space, my friend. That is space. Now, the center mass is ever so slightly skewed. But it's okay, because I'm going to give this a mega chonker of a reaction wheel. Boom. And we're going to lift this back up to its respected height. Give it 2 mega chonkers of reaction wheels and a battery, an extra battery on the bottom. This might be a ton of weight for this young bull, but don't worry, it's not going to do this on its own. This is just one of the stages. So we're going to have, where's the decouplers? Couldn't find the decouplers for like ages. One of those. followed by another one of those with a mainsail on it. Okay, you following me so far? With four, nope, four of these dude skis right alongside. Alright, so it will have these dude skis right there. We'll give it some struts. Make it stir. No. That's literally the most incorrect thing I've seen all day. Why did it do that? Look. Oh, it's, well, that's dumb, ain't it? Whatever. That's fine. Just like that. Beauteous. Okay. Now, this on its own is not enough to lift it off. So we have one more trick up our sleeves. One of these. And nope, too small. One of these. And two of these big chonkers. Followed by one of those. This thing is so laggy. I think it's because of the part count. We're getting a really high part count right now. TBH. We're gonna get this going. And we're going to put... I don't even know how the cursor just teleported across the screen. But I'm not even going to argue with it. Honest to BH. We're going with some of the absolute heftiest wings that the market has to offer right now. Very well do. This as well. Looks good. We'll definitely need some struts. And oh, help. Those are big. And it wasn't letting me do anything. Those. Okay. So this is the rocket I am thinking of now. Drop this. Hey, excuse me. Did I say to be dumb? No. We need a fairing. Again, being dumb is not part of the situation. So we are going to need you know, maybe it doesn't need a fairing. Maybe I can just fly it like that. I mean, it's gonna be inefficient AF, but hey. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fairing my way out of this one. Okay. Now, check our staging 101. That and that do not go together. This and this go together. Those go together. And that goes. Then those four go along with this rocket right there. That rocket and those go. But even before that, this decouples, then those go. Then those decouple, then that decouples, then that engine fires, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Engine. What decoupler is this? That's that decoupler and that decoupler, okay. That lets that whole thing off. No. What coupler is that? So we set engine. It's those two that go. Alright, so we need something before this, okay. We need this to go there. Right here. Okay, so that will jettison that. Okay. Then, you know what, actually, I'm gonna need this to take me to the orbit that needs to get to. So, we're going to trade out those two. That jettisons first, then those two jettison, then, I'll have whatever. Then that will fire. Then that will fire. Okay. Honestly, it's absolutely gargantuan. But aside from the 60,000 meters per second of delta V that the jet engine has in the atmosphere, it has an extra 5 kilometers of delta V on top of it, or kilometers per second of delta V on top of it, which in layman's terms basically means that we're good. Alright, we are going to, I forgot to strut this up to that. I don't know how high let me get, but that's what I want to strut. Right there, yeah, that's the goods. Okay. What time is it? Alright, I'm giving myself until 1 a.m. and then I am done but we're going to see if we can get this all the way to Eve. Ladies and gentlemen, it's launch time. Dang, this is taking a while. Just load. Oh, and it's the part count. It's the part count. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Oh. Okay, it's definitely laggy. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And it looks like a really nice looking rocket, actually, apart from the top bit. We can just kind of ignore that part. But it's tall. It's the biggest orbital vehicle I've ever made in Kerbal Space Program. And I say there's probably a 20% chance I make it to orbit first try. We're gonna give it a shot. My KSP skills are being put to the test at this very moment in time. The SAS is on. I'm ready to fire the engine in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, have liftoff. That's the kicker. The kicker is the freaking aerodynamic effects. That's what's getting us lag wise. Alright. I just need to keep it on trajectory for success. At the moment it's just a little bit hard to do that, but I think I'm getting it. Okay. Just got to be constantly eyeing my nav bar. This is the scary part. It blew up the engine. Okay. That's unfortunate. So basically... Yeah. Alright. Look at those things sail, though. I will say, that's a pretty sight. Those things kind of just coasting along on their way. As we're kind of just flopping here. It was a great first attempt. What I'm going to do is... I'm going to use this as an opportunity to test out my flight dynamics while my heat shield is inflated. I would like to face this way, please, and thank you. This is the way that I would like to face. Okay. So, in light atmospheric settings, it can hold its own. It's something a little more extreme. I am unsure. But, lucky to know, it's actually pretty atmospherically, pretty stable in that configuration. To be honest, it's actually spinning along its y-axis while holding that like radial orientation, kind of. That's pretty cool. I need it to chill out a little bit though. It's kind of bugging out just a hair, and it's kind of thrown me off. Alright, so we're going to actually jettison in 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. This has some controllability. Well, this is a good test of this too, and it's working out fine. To the VAB because I need to fix one thing before I try it for one more time. I just need to add to these guys right here some minor little things. Just like this. Not what I wanted. And the wrong direction yet again. Just like that. Oh yes, actually that's exactly where I wanted them to be. Okay, so, and then we're gonna put some more of them on the bottom. So it goes right out. And basically a straight line away from us, so we don't get absolutely pummeled by death. So that will fire. Those will fire. When those empty, all of these will fire along with that, and they'll all just go whoosh away from it super fast, and then we'll be in the clear. Alright, I'm gonna actually save this craft just in case something happens where it's not saved, and we'll launch. We have approximately 24 minutes remaining that I am willing to let myself continue on with this, and if I did not know what I was thinking or just said. I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. So I might not be able to get all the way to Eve, but I will try to get to orbit at least. Get this thing to orbit and then finish the rest of the mission in a separate stream. Okay. Here we are. Again. Ready for deployment of... I'm just gonna check. That goes. That engine and those 4 boosters go. Okay, I didn't... Last time it didn't seem like they all went, but... They're gonna go this time. Alright. Now... I am not seeing any of the rockets that we just put on. So I think we need to revert flight to launch to VAB and retry that, because literally none of those things popped up, which is the dumbest thing. I have to load the craft all over again. Heck, dude. Half the thing of this craft is just loading its freaking part count. Hang on, open craft, because I saved it when I did that. I pressed save. Jet Jover rocket. Okay, there, boom, those rockets are on. This is what we're flying today, boys. Launch. And now we wait. Oh, thank God.